Google recently launched Gemini 2.5 Flash, and it is now available via Gemini API as well on the Google AI Studio and Vertex AI. Now, this new version is a major upgrade in reasoning capabilities while still prioritizing speed and cost, which means it's going to be really cheap, which we can look right here, and it's going to be really fast, which we'll be testing out later on. But before that, let's go with the pricing and the benchmarks. So here you can see all the benchmarks. Let me zoom in a bit. So you see it's going to cost us only 15 cents for 1 million input tokens, and for output price it's just 60 cents for 1 million tokens. And if you are thinking it's going to be 3.5, but still it's way cheaper as compared to all the models out there, and it's still faster. As you can see, OpenAI is quite heavy on the pocket, as well as Claude 3.7 Sonnet. And for the benchmarks, you can see it's doing really great as compared to other models out there. So all in all, I think this is going to be one of the best models if you're looking for speed and cost effectiveness. So these are just some numbers. Why don't we actually go ahead and explore this new 2.5 Flash? So let's dive right into the video. Hi and welcome back to SkillCurb. This is your host Shamreez, and we're finally here at the Google AI Studio. So we can access the Gemini 2.5 Flash through the Google AI Studio as well as the gemini.google.com. Right here you can see that they have this 2.5 Flash experimental, which is a new one, and you can choose this and you have the canvas feature enabled with it. So we have 1 million tokens for free. So let's actually try and experiment this. So here I'm going to get started with a few projects that I have in mind. All of these projects I got from x.com, where people shared their experiments, and I've chosen a few of them. So the very first prompt is going to be this detailed prompt here. I got this prompt from x.com, where I'm going to create a self-contained HTML file for a Galton Board simulation using a client-side JavaScript and a 2D physics engine. So there are all the details right here. And I just copied and pasted this inside my Gemini app. I'm going to enable the canvas feature right here and submit this. The same thing I'm going to do in the Google AI Studio with thinking mode on. As for the budget, I'm going to say use 12,000 tokens if you need, because we have around 1 million tokens, so it's not much of a thing. So I'm going to increase the budget right here, and I'm going to paste in the same exact prompt here and say run. So this should start generating the code as well. So here you can see we already have this Galton Board simulation ready, and this looks really cool. I'm just waiting for the results from the Google AI Studio. I'm just trying to figure out whether there is some difference between the Gemini 2.5 Flash and the 2.5 Flash they offer at the Google AI Studio. So it's generating the code for us pretty quick at that, and it did around 27 seconds of thought process, which is really fast as compared to 2.5 Pro, because that model is a massive beast. It has the best performance, I would say, but the speed is quite slow as compared to 2.5 Flash. So I'm just going to go ahead and download this file, and once downloaded, I'm just going to open this up right here. So there you go, the simulation. This looks really cool. It's going to take some time actually going all the way to the bottom. Same thing is happening here in Gemini, although we don't have those bars at the bottom. So pretty much the same results at both ends. Now let's go ahead with another project that I found out. So for the second project, we're going to need the Google AI Studio, because this prompt is going to be a video context. For that, we will need the Google AI Studio, as we cannot upload video context in Gemini right now. So let's go ahead to Google AI Studio over here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go ahead and clear the chat. So the prompt is going to be really simple. Write the code to replicate the game from the video. Use a single Python file for code. And the game that we're going to be recreating, I found that over at x.com, and this is looking really cool, and I want to recreate this and check out the results. So I'm just going to go ahead and give this game to Gemini 2.5 Flash and check out the results. This is really powerful how these models now can actually go ahead and watch videos and then replicate games and physics and motions through them. And one other important thing here is this number of tokens it used to upload or actually view this video. So it's going to be 5,901 tokens, and it did thought process for around 26 seconds, and that's all it took it to actually go through this 20-second long video, and all the thought process quite fast, I would say. So we have the code for the game, and this is why it's called Flash. It is lightning fast indeed. There you go. It has the explanation, how you're going to import different stuff, how you're going to have different colors, and how you're going to have your game state and all that stuff. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this and just paste that inside my IDE. I'm using Cursor, by the way. Although you can use different models here, but they have rate limiting. That's why I'm using the Google AI Studio. So let's close this and let's actually try to run this game. So I'm just going to go ahead and try to run this game. Okay, so the game start. Okay, the game is working completely fine. So I have to evade this. Okay, so I got busted. So now I'm trying to understand the mechanics of this game. And as soon as you get closer to this red character, it actually comes for you, and there you go. So you have to eat that green thingy, the green food, and actually evade that person. So I have to make a round trip to get him. Okay, this is really hard and I like this game a lot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually keep iterating over it and actually make it more difficult and cooler. But all in all, our first try was a complete success. It did a really great job at creating the same game, although there were some motions that were not there, like the rotating motions and some other motions, but still this is really cool. And I really like this game. So I'm just going to go ahead and close this. And this was our one-shot game that we created just using one video that we downloaded from x.com. I mean, I'm amazed how powerful AI has gotten. And it only took us a few seconds to do this. 26 seconds of thinking. Under a minute and a half, we generated this amazing game, which is just mind-blowing. Let's go ahead with another prompt that I want to test here. So I'm just going to go ahead and clear the chat. So this time I'm going to try out a Tron style game here. So it's going to be a visually striking Tron style game. If you have watched the Tron movie, it's a really good one. So we're going to get the code in a single HTML file where AI is going to be controlling the light cycles. Okay, now let's go ahead and hit run with this prompt. And then we do the same thing here. So we have everything done under 36 seconds. Pretty cool. So let's copy this. So I'm just going to go ahead and say tron.html here, because this is going to be an HTML code. And here I'm just going to go ahead and paste in all the code. That's it. Let's open this up in the browser. So there you go. This is the Tron-like game that we created. So these AI control cycles are working on their own. Although it's not exactly what the idea was about, but still it is quite there. But I want to test out whether we have different patterns every time. And yes, we have different patterns every time we try this out. I would just play around with this prompt, iterate over it, and actually make it look much cooler. For now, I'm just going to go ahead and check out the Gemini version. So it's also pretty cool, almost same, but this time it has more random movement. So we now only have 2 players alive. So once this player actually gets to a dead end, it goes and dies. So game over, and I can restart by clicking here. So this was another idea in a game that I wanted to try out. Now let's go ahead and go with our next prompt. So I'm just going to go ahead and clear this out. Now this time I'm going to create a clothes simulation. And it's going to be in a single HTML file. We're going to use either canvas or 3.js, and it's going to include wind, gravity, and drag. I'm really looking forward to the results there. Let's go ahead and hit run here. The same thing I'm going to do here. So let's create a new chat, enable canvas, and let's try this out. So let's close these ones and let's wait. So it's thinking quite fast there, and it's thinking here as well, but quite fast. And there you go, the whole thing is done within 41 seconds. That is really fast. I'm just gonna go ahead and copy the code back here in my editor. I'm just gonna go and say cloth and sim, that's it, and HTML, paste in the code, save the file. Let's view this in browser. Although my browser did not support the local code that I have, we have Gemini canvas. So this is why I had multiple instances for this same prompt, because I wanted to try both ways. So you can see I created a cloth simulation, and this is really cool. So I can increase the gravity or I can decrease the gravity. You can see decreasing it actually makes the cloth waver a lot, and if I increase it, you can see the difference. And if I decrease the wind, you can see the difference again. And once I decrease the drag, you can see how fast it is. Now it has very less weight and more flexible. Really cool simulation, I would say. It is a really impressive simulation for its first try. And you can see I can drag this all the way to down here, and you can clearly see it jump. There you go. I mean, this is just amazing. It has performance, speed, and it's really cheap, as we talked earlier on in the video. So with that said, I want to wrap this video up. If you found this video insightful, hit the like button, share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. Ring the notification bell to never miss out on our daily updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video. Till then, stay curious and keep exploring.